Hey everyone, welcome to Speak Like a Native. I'm Maya.
And I'm Leo. Let's get into it.
Leo, quick question for you. A friend says, I'm going on a long drive this weekend. Does that sound natural to you?
It sounds okay. I think I would say that long drive is fine, right? It's long and it's a drive.
Okay, now a second question. Another friend says, I'm going on a road trip this weekend. Which one sounds more exciting to you?
The second one, road trip. That sounds like an adventure. Like you have a plan, maybe some music, snacks, friends.
Exactly. And that is the first thing I want to teach you today. Say road trip, not long drive. It's small, but it makes a huge difference.
Wait, are you telling me I have been saying long drive this whole time like a textbook?
Leo, you are not alone. Many learners say long drive. Spanish speakers, Chinese speakers, Arabic speakers, all of them. It makes sense in your head because it translates directly from your language, but in English, long drive just describes distance. Road trip describes an experience.
Okay, so long drive is like I drove for 6 hours. It was boring.
Yes,
And road trip is like my friends and I drove to the beach for 3 days. We sang songs, ate junk food, got lost once.
exactly. That is the difference. Road trip has culture behind it. It implies freedom, adventure, the open highway. You don't long drive to the Grand Canyon. You road trip to the Grand Canyon.
Maya, I have to tell you something. I think I've said long drive like maybe 1,000 times in my life.
That is okay. Now you know. So let's practice together. Repeat after me. I am going on a road trip.
I am going on a road trip.
We went on a road trip last summer.
We went on a road trip last summer.
Good. Now, when someone asks you about your weekend, you are ready. But here is where it gets interesting. In America, road trips have rules, they have traditions. And if you do not follow these traditions, people will notice.
Wait, there are rules for a road trip? I thought you just drive.
No. Driving is the smallest part. A real American road trip has three essential ingredients, and the first one is a playlist.
A playlist, like a list of songs?
Yes, but it is more than that. When an American says, I made a playlist for our road trip, it means I put time and thought into this trip. I care about our experience together.
So it's not just music, it's a signal.
A cultural signal. Imagine you are in the car with your American friends. It's a 6-hour drive. Someone says, Who's got the playlist? And you say, Oh, I have one. Immediately, you look organized, thoughtful, fun to be with.
And if I say I don't have a playlist, let's just put on the radio?
That is fine too. But you missed a chance. A playlist shows you prepared, so I want you to practice this sentence. I made a playlist for our trip.
I made a playlist for our trip.
Or, I put together a road trip playlist. It has 20 songs.
I put together a road trip playlist. It has 20 songs.
Perfect. Now, what kind of songs go on a road trip playlist?
I don't know. Like driving music?
That is a common mistake. Learners often think driving music means fast, intense songs, but a good road trip playlist has variety. Some songs to sing loudly, some songs for when the sun is setting, some songs for when everyone is tired and just wants to chill.
So it's like a journey. The playlist tells a story.
Exactly right. Now let me tell you something funny. One time, I had a Brazilian friend visit the US, and we went on a road trip. I asked her, Do you have a playlist? She said, Maya, I have 200 songs. We will never be bored.
200 songs. That is preparation.
It was. And that is the spirit. Now here is the third ingredient, pit stops.
Pit stop. I know this word. Formula One racing, right? The car goes into the pit and gets new tires very fast.
Yes, exactly. In racing, a pit stop is a very quick stop to refuel, change tires, and get back on the track. In road trip culture, pit stop means a quick break to use the bathroom, buy a snack, stretch your legs, and get back on the road.
So pit stop is like a short break. not a long meal.
Exactly. And this is where learners make a mistake. Many Spanish speakers say rest stop. That is not wrong. A rest stop is an actual place along the highway, but when you say let's make a pit stop, it sounds more natural, more relaxed.
So I should say, let's make a pit stop, not let's take a rest stop.
Yes, make a pit stop or do a pit stop. Both are natural. For example, can we make a pit stop? I need coffee.
Can we make a pit stop? I need coffee.
Let's do a quick pit stop at the next exit.
Let's do a quick pit stop at the next exit.
Now you sound like a native. Here is the cultural secret. Americans love efficiency on road trips. We want to get to the destination, but we also want to enjoy the journey. So a pit stop is fast, 10 minutes. Bathroom, snacks, back in the car.
What if I want a longer break? Like I want to have lunch at a restaurant?
Then you do not say pit stop. You say let's stop for lunch or let's take a break here. Pit stop is specifically quick. If you say let's make a pit stop and then you sit down for a full meal, your friends will be confused.
They will be like, I thought this was a pit stop, not a restaurant.
Exactly. So remember, pit stop quick, playlist prepared, road trip adventure.
Okay, I think I have these three. But Maya, I want to ask you something. You said this episode is about culture. Why does this matter? Why can't I just say long drive and rest stop and put on the radio?
Great question. Here is the honest answer. You can. People will understand you, but you will sound like someone who learned English from a book, not from living it. These small words are the difference between correct English and natural English.
And I want natural English.
That is why you are here. Now let me give you one more example. Imagine you are at a party in the US. Someone says, I just got back from a road trip to the Grand Canyon. You can say,
Oh, cool. Was the drive long?
that is okay. But it is better to say,
Oh, cool. Did you have a good playlist? And how many pit stops did you make?
yes. Now you sound like someone who understands road trip culture. You connect with the person. You ask the right questions.
Okay, I need to practice this. Can we do a role play?
Of course. I will be your American friend. You are telling me about your upcoming road trip.
Okay. Hey, Maya, I'm going on a road trip to California next month.
Oh, nice. Did you make a playlist?
Yes, I made a playlist with 20 songs. It has some old classics and some new stuff.
Love that. How many pit stops are you planning?
Probably 3 or 4. We want to stop for food and photos.
Perfect. You see, you used all 3 words naturally. Good job.
That felt good. It felt real.
Now I want you to think about something. A lot of learners from Arabic-speaking countries make a different mistake. They say, let's travel by car instead of let's take a road trip. Travel by car is grammatically correct, but it sounds like a logistics report, not a fun adventure.
Travel by car sounds like you are describing a transportation method.
Exactly. And Chinese speakers sometimes say, I want to self-drive. That is a direct translation from Chinese. In English, we say, I want to drive, or we are driving. So self-drive is not used in American English.
So all of these learners can just learn 3 simple phrases and sound so much better.
Yes. Road trip, playlist, pit stop. That is all you need for today.
Wait, Maya, I have one more question. Can you use road trip as a verb?
Good question. Yes, you can. We road tripped across the country, but that is more informal. Most of the time, we use it as a noun. We went on a road trip.
Okay, noun is safer. Got it.
Now, here's your challenge for this episode. I want you to think of a road trip you took or want to take. Write a sentence using all 3 keywords. Post it in the comments. I will read them and give feedback.
And I will do it too. Let me think. Last year, I went on a road trip with my cousins. I made a terrible playlist, mostly sad songs. We had to make 4 pit stops because nobody agreed on snacks.
That is a very honest road trip story, and it is perfect because it uses all 3 words naturally.
So listeners, if you want to sound like a native speaker on your next road trip, remember, say road trip, make a playlist, and call it a pit stop.
Yes, and here is your takeaway sentence for today. Say it with me. Road trip is the adventure, playlist is the soul, and pit stop is the fun break.
I love that. So, listeners, you heard it here on Speak Like a Native.
We are C Series, episode 21. If you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell. New episodes every day. And remember, don't say long drive anymore. Say road trip.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone. Drive safe out there.